Hey, it's your buddy Peace and Harmony here with you here today. The aftermath of the narcissist and the psychopath and the complete lack of emotional awareness that they possess is what truly creates that sense of distorted reality or inverted reality in the victim. Basically, if you felt a sense of distortion of that reality, if you felt that things have been twisted, turned, projected against you, you're not going crazy. This is just a typical pattern that they engage in. And I want to really discuss and look at here now while it's fresh in my mind, how they really use fear to control you. So they use fear, sorry about that, my hair's everywhere. The use of fear is meant to overpower you emotionally. So as you know, emotions are energy in motion. So basically, they come at you with this extremely negative, toxic aggression, which is generally a narcissistic rage, which is, because in their whole spectrum of different emotions and things, they really do not, they lack an emotional awareness, and they lack an emotional connection to people. They don't have an empathy, they don't have an emotional reservoir from which to pull from and draw from and create healthy, sustained relationships. So that's why they move back and forth. They just completely lack that emotional awareness. And a lot of people experience it as feeling like they're going crazy, they're losing their mind. It's also, the experience of being gaslighted or brainwashed, where you start to doubt yourself. But you see, this is the main tool that the narcissist or the psychopath will use to enslave, and yes, I'm going to use that word, to enslave their targets. They basically keep you roped up like in a cord, based on this fear that they put out there all the time. In other words, they twist and turn the meaning of things so that you're not grounded, you're not coming from a sense of peace and emotion, which is love, which is a truth. They're not living in really a state of reality or truth. So a lot of people also, look at the borderline personality, which is a borderline where they're, kind of behaving normally, so cute, where they're, behaving kind of normally, and, then they kind of like freak out, they flip out, and then they kind of like lose contact with reality for a little bit. And it is because they're going into their fragile, elated mind, where they're completely, out of touch with a truth or, a calm, stable sort of emotion. They have quite a bit of emotional ability, which means their emotions go back and forth, but then they just tend to freak out and, project all this fear onto you. And you're wondering, like, where did this come from? Why did I receive all this toxic and negativity? And it's really just remember that it's a mechanism of theirs, which is a defense mechanism which they're projecting onto you, which is not your true emotion, it's not your true perception, but they have a way of twisting and turning it so it seems and feels like it's being assigned to you. So it's very difficult, once you've been kind of entrapped in that, to like break free. And so I want you to really understand this tool that they use so you can start to separate from it, because I think with knowledge comes power. And once you start to separate, you can really realize that it was them projecting all these negative emotions and qualities, and it's not your true feelings. So that's why you feel like you're going crazy, is because they're projecting all this sort of evil, malignant, malicious, and criticism and judgment onto you, which is not yours, which is not what you do not possess this. So they have a way of making you feel that way, or almost like, accusing you. I just wrote another word, which I would also call depersonalization. And I want you to, think if this has occurred to you, a depersonalization where you feel like they haven't really connected to you as a person, and you feel kind of like it's deeper than neglect. What I would call a dissociation or a derealization, where you feel almost like they're they're captivating you, but yet they're ignoring you at the same time. It's this very strange phenomenon. In fact, if you have been there, please write in the comments section, like, I get it. And if you can write that in the comments section, that's all you have to write, because it's a very elusive experience, and I'm really trying to sculpt and create a kind of a foundation of knowledge for you here, so you really can understand what happened, because it's very confusing, and a lot of people spend months and years in the confusion stage when they're wondering, why do I feel this way? How do I get my feet on the ground? How do I move forward successfully? It's because they've been so depersonalized, they've been so disassociated from, they've been so neglected of their needs, or kind of treated like as an empty void when they're really not that at all. Again, it's a distorted sense of reality that they project out, and they twist and turn terms and words and things like that. So I want to provide some relief here for you to understand and to realize that this is just a tool, a mechanism from them, because they're so focused on satisfying their ego. I mean, it's just to such a huge extent. It's to an abnormal, pathological, or what they call malignant extent, that it becomes perverse. And so when you're involved with them, you can't help but get swept up. I mean, it's a sweeping up sort of emotion, and that's why people, they're just so stunned at the amount of energy that these people possess, and then the cruelty of which they, discard these people who they've been in, quote unquote, I love putting that in quotes, relationship with, because you really don't have a relationship with a narcissist or a psychopath. It's an encounter. And again, if you get it, please just write, like, I get it, because I think that's going to provide a sense of continuity here on our channel, peace and harmony, because it's a very strange experience. And they say 1 in 25 possesses this disorder. However, its ramifications are very deep, and there's not many places to really go and discuss it and work through it in a healthy manner. And another tool that I would recommend to understanding this and kind of solidifying it for you is, I would definitely recommend getting an article, getting an object, getting something that reminds you of the chaos that they created, and make it a reality so you don't forget. I think sometimes, especially in the early healing phase, people tend to forget what this person did, and they kind of like let them off the hook, or they don't know that this is such a disorder. So they then, go back, and they have so much hope that it causes them to like go back into a relationship with a narcissist or a psychopath, and they just kind of forget that it happened, or forgave that it ever happened. And then, the next discard is even worse. You fall even harder. So I want you to, at least, especially if you're just beginning to heal, get something that is meaningful to you, that reminds you, and I don't want to say of the pain, but just helps you, remind you that this person will not satisfy you in that emotional connection way, because they do lack such emotional awareness. And let it be a constant reminder, of the pain that you went through, breaking your back for them, bending over backwards for them, getting caught up, or you've been burned by them. Just keep, for example, if they've burned you, keep a candle, and like just let it be a reminder that they burned you, and you in fact burn the light of love and peace, not an evil burn, but a true passion and love of life. And that is your light, and that is your foundation. It is not theirs. They're coming from a completely different, separate place. So I hope you can understand this and get something that helps you remember and kind of give an image of what this is, because I think that will help you move through. There's people, the narcissist and psychopath will do all sorts of perverted, crazy things in order to keep a part of you in their life and keep you manipulated and keep you feeling like you're in connection with them. Don't fall for that. Have something on your own that's of meaning and significance to you, so that you can remember, you know, this is what this person did, and now I'm all connecting the dots, because I think that'll really help. So, you know, these are some tools. You got to get in the tool belt, belt and out of the tool belt, and apply these on a daily basis until you start to become rock solid in your healing. And you know that you know that you know that you are magnificent, you're wonderful, you deserve to live free, you deserve to live emancipated from this sort of abuse. Absolutely and positively. Peace and harmony here with you here today. Please share and subscribe for more great tools, videos, and discussions. Love you.